So I've always been a kid who was really interested in math. Throughout my high school years, at the beginning, I've taken my computer science class, right? And I really enjoyed it. On a field trip day, they were like, hey, you should go to DACC for a field trip. I was like, okay, great. I got on the bus, I came to DACC with minimal expectations, and I came into this lab, and I fell in love with it. The layout of the lab, the way the teacher taught, or so the students said, and the way the lectures were laid out in bullet points. I honestly loved the curriculum. Fast forward, I went home, I tried to convince my parents. Took a little bit more than a smidge to convince them, but I finally did it, and I came in here, and now looking back, it was one of the best decisions I've made. I've actually been doing so many great things, like made it to nationals with my web development team, got clients now, which are really cool things, and I believe all of this will help me in the future as well. The three major highlights of my 2 years in DACC were 1, BPA, our CTSO, 2, work-based learning, and 3, certifications. So for BPA, we did something called Healthy Habits. This is a major organization called BPA, Career Technical Student Organization. And my team and I did this small project, web application, called Healthy Habits. It was so fun. We worked on it for 5 months, and we submitted the project, and we actually got top 10 currently in the nation. That was one of my favorite things. I was so happy to get there. Number 2, WBL. It's called work-based learning. So basically, I, as well as my team, have met with a client, understood what her requirements are, and are trying in the process of developing a web application that will suit and meet her requirements. And then finally, certifications. In my junior year, I've done a game design Unity game engine certification where we learn to develop games, and a CIW certification where we learn to develop websites. And currently we're working on Lean Six Sigma certification where we're learning the process to communicate with people in the work environment, learn the process of the work environment, and try to get better jobs out there. So after high school, I want to go to OSU. I want to major in the Bachelor of Computer Science, maybe even Master's in Computer Science later on. In lab, I've learned valuable skills such as coding in C#, coding with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, web development languages, and even PHP in certain aspects. All of these are going to help me as skills in my resume, which are going to be helpful in the workforce. On top of my technical skills, I've gained many interpersonal skills. I've learned team management, communication, and better leadership skills. I've actually placed all of these interpersonal skills as well as my technical skills on my resume, which I submitted to JP Morgan Chase, which I've got an internship over the summer for. And all of these skills that I've learned here have been major contributors to why I got accepted to those roles and seats, placements. And I believe that all of these skills were actually going to help me not just in the near future, but even in the far future, like 10 years down the line.